What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Well, phone slipped out of the hands out here. I can't say I'm enjoying the weather because the weather is like freaking 42 degrees. So I'm tolerating the weather on home time, actually unscheduled home time, but we'll get into that here shortly. Let a couple people jump on here and we'll see what's going on. Just sitting here at the house. Got the old whiskey barrel right here beside of me. Got the chairs that the hot wifey painted. And a good brewski. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just chilling. Actually rolling back out on Thursday. On Thursday, be rolling back out. Well, there's somebody in here. Somebody. And actually, my daughter and her. Now, Rick, I'm not driving now, man. I am at the house. I hadn't been home since February, as far as for home time. So I kind of stiffed on a load going toward Vermont from Henderson, Nevada. So I decided to basically just go to the house and chillax, lick my wounds. Enjoying a good old cigar here, the Olivia. So weather was not too bad here the other day, and then now it dipped down. I guess the whole mid east, southeast is getting kind of nailed with some cold weather, big cold front. So that's what's going on here, man. We just chillaxing, sipping on a cold one, and just enjoying the home time. And it's a little different home time this time because in the state of Kentucky, everybody's quarantined. So it's a little different. Ain't like we're gonna go out and do anything. So we just chillaxing at the house and been cooking, eating, sleeping, farting, and drinking. Hope you're having a good glass of bourbon with us. I'm not yet, but I will. Not yet, but I will. So I do have a good double IPA right there. So good double IPA, unfiltered from Stone. So what's up, Stefan? What's up, Stefan? What's up, Eric? So I planted this tree. If I can get this thing to turn around here. So I planted it. So we had a huge tree here that went way above the house and was cutting into the gutters. I cut it down, put this tree here, and it's two. I think this is 2 years old now. and it just started blossoming. You know, of course, it blooms like early spring, so it's already bloomed and gone. It's a weeping cherry, but I'm excited to get that thing big and to see what it does. All right, what did they say over here? What's up, Jim? My wife is out there driving a truck, haven't been home for 5 weeks, and she drives for Prime, and she's doing what she has to do. That's right, Rick. Man, I've been out since February 14th, driving without home time. The wife got on the truck, as most of y'all know, a couple weeks ago. She got on the truck actually on the second, actually the third of, no, the second, because my mom's birthday. She got on the second of April, and we came home on the 11th. I had to deliver yesterday in Louisville, and after I delivered in Louisville, I basically just came here till man, thing's loud as hell. So I came here till Thursday. So I'm rolling out Thursday morning. Uh, but uh, but with the freight as being slow as it is, with Easter and everything, I just decided to say, hey, I would just rather come home, chill, relax, and that's what we did. So I do have Charlie Black over here in the driveway, which you can see. Uh, yeah, phrase is awful. I can say, Eric, that's a yay or nay. Lucked out, got a $2 a mile load out of Cali though. I think in Cali there is a lot of drivers, not just Prime, but I mean, like a lot of drivers. So I think freight tends to be slower there. Um, so I just now, so what had happened was I went to Henderson, Nevada, and picked up a load that was going to Vermont, and paid a dollar 55, $1.58 a mile, which is not bad. I mean, it was 3,000 miles, so wasn't that bad. Um, but they did not load, so they pushed my appointment back 25 hours. This is what kind of really kind of like got me wanting just to go home, chillax, get back in the right mindset before I get back on the road, because I got that load pushed back, and it was great because my wife was on the truck with me, which is fantastic. But we couldn't do anything in Vegas because everything shut down. But we got there, we got it pushed back, and my question to my fleet manager was that on the uh, on the macro 26, 29, hell, I don't know what it is. It's the directions. It says that you get $400 layover pay. I'm like, all right, I'm straight. $400, one day, whatever. That's cool. So it was the weekend, obviously, when all this happened, went down. So I was supposed to pick up. Um, I can't remember it. I think it was Saturday. Ended up picking up Sunday. No, Thursday. Picking up Thursday. End up being Friday night. So I messaged my FM at that point when I went back over there. So it was for 9 p.m. and I went there. I got there like 3 o'clock, and they said that the appointment's not until the 12th, April 12th. So that was my what I got. That was delivery time to Vermont was the 12th. So message dispatch said, hey man, this is what's going on. They said that, this is what it is. It's not due to the 12th, but they said they can load me tomorrow at 2100. All right, got everything changed on the app, 2100 it is. So then I get there at like 1600, and they said they couldn't get me in till 2215. All right, message FM again, told him, and I said, hey man, this load is pushed back 25 hours. There's no way I'm going to make the 90 on time. I need to push that back 24 hours because it was due on Sunday, yesterday, the 12th. No, yeah, the 12th, and at noon. So I got a reschedule, and it said for the 12th at 2400. So they pushed my pickup 25 hours, and then they only pushed my delivery 12 hours. And I was like, I can't, there's no way I can make it. I mean if I was a team, yeah, I could make it. But so I reached out to my fleet manager, which is night shift dispatcher, and he said no problem, blah blah blah. So I just kept on running it, did my 10-hour, ran, my clock out, 10-hour, ran my clock out. So it's Monday at this point, and my fleet manager messaged me, and he says, "Yeah, I don't. It looks like you're not going to make your 90 on time with the hours that you got and the hours that you got to drive or whatever." And I said, "Yeah, I reached out to Bryce, which I'm gonna call him out because it's who it was. It was Bryce on night shift, and he said that they would change the appointment till the 13th until noon. Well, that didn't happen. So I had to end up dropping that Saturday. Yeah, Saturday at the yard in Missouri, and picked up another load coming to Louisville. So that's how I got home. But I had planned on driving through here and dropping off Heather, the hot wifey, going to Vermont, but it didn't work out that way. So then when I messaged my fleet manager, my day shift fleet manager, it was like, it was crickets. So I messaged and I said, hey, what about this $400 layover pay? Crickets. So at this point, I get it. This pandemic's hitting. There's not a whole lot of people out there that's working in house. They're supposed to be working from home. So my question is, the people that's working from home, are they working? Because it definitely doesn't seem like it. Because when I switched from my old fleet manager to my new fleet manager, my the communication was the biggest issue that I had with my old fleet manager, and and he was like, oh man, we're good, blah blah blah. And it's and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt as far as, like, I don't know if his family, his kid, his wife, himself got down with the coronavirus or whatever, or had somebody affected by it. But communication is key. And when I keep on getting no communication, when I'm communicating several and multiple times through the QC, having it documented, and you're not responded, I have an issue. So I just said, fuck it, I'm going to the house, and I'll chill at the house, and that's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing, because it seems like nobody's got any questions or got any answers to my questions. So at this point, I mean, didn't read or watching the Prime Video. Freight's already slow everywhere. Then I'm looking at the numbers of the um, JBSs and everything, getting the hot spots and closing down, and it's crazy. It's a crazy time right now. but we'll get through it. It's no big deal. I do wish it was warmer out here. That is a fact. Because right now we should be sitting about 60, 62 degrees, and it's freaking 42 with a low of 26 tonight, and it was snowing earlier. So, sorry guys, I don't know what happened here. A double whammies, a lot of non-food loads are paused. Candles, paint, nights. Dispatch explained to me that we have too many trucks due to the fact that other companies that haul restaurant food, no trucks for grocery. Macro 19. No, Rick, I didn't quarantine myself, man. I'm good. I'm sorry. And that's what we're, yeah. I mean, that's definitely what we're seeing. There's a lot of other trucks out there that have went from doing what they're doing to, reefer or whatever. But I mean, that still shouldn't affect Prime because Prime's, contracted freight. We're not on the spot market. I mean, it ain't like it's an open bid for whatever. So that's right. Like Northeast, she just doesn't stop for. I mean, in the Northeast, my thing about the Northeast is I don't care to go up there. Once I go up there, I'm going to be out for a little bit, uh, just because of so many questions that you get when you go to different receivers. You've been to New York, you've been to this, and I mean, what do? You just lie and say no, you haven't been there. I mean, because once you've been there, you're basically you're the freight that you was going to pick up is stopped now. So it's kind of a catch 20. But my thing is, if I'll cancel bath, I'm beyond okay. The crazy thing about it is that you know when I left, when I came home till I went out there, but my wife's on the truck with me. I mean, I've been hauling JBS for a minute. I mean, I've been hauling uh, it for a while. And actually, the load that was going from Henderson, Nevada to Vermont was a 5,000 pounds. It's it. Freight was 5,000 pounds in the box. Actually, 49.58 in the box, and it was from Ben. It was for Ben and Jerry's. It was the batter, Ben and Jerry's. So I mean, I was getting like 12.2 on the fuel mileage. Getting it all the way to Springfield where I dropped it at. But I mean, that was a cake load, and it paid. I mean, $4,700 um, from Henderson, Nevada, 3,000, 2,900 and some miles. So, but other than that, I've been hauling JBS like crazy. But everybody's talking about how they're start over. I just got here. Yeah, I mean that kind of load was cake load. I mean, I'm talking about, man, I was getting some hellified fuel mileage. They haven't asked my wife any questions. So let me ask you this, Rick. I'm like, where is she delivering to? Because I mean, I have not been delivering to one single place that I haven't had to answer the 5 questions. Have you been out of the state? Have you been out of the country? Have you been to New York? Have you been to any hot spots? Have you been around anybody with coronavirus? That's the 5 questions that I've been asked everywhere that I've been going. And I've been out again since this whole shit started. Been out since February. And PG is taking a dump on this one. One we're on haul now is organic juice, so we're at 79,000 headed up to Denver. And the load that I actually got out of uh, Sorry, guys. The stove is going out. Bear with me. Sorry about that. I'm trying to see what everybody else is saying over here. Um, so the load that I got out of Springfield and delivered yesterday in Louisville was a J. Actually, it was Kroger, JBS, but it was going to Kroger, and it was funny because the uh, the person that was hauling it that dropped it at Springfield had done a macro 3 saying that it was, which was leaving the shipper. So I was saying about the $400 layover was is what they said that I would get in the macro 19 for doing a layover. But when I reached out to my fleet manager and asked these questions, they all of a sudden have a brain fart. They don't know what's going on. They're looking into it. So that's where we're at with the $400. But the person that did the macro 3 leaving the shipper on the load I delivered yesterday said it was almost 46,000 pounds. And I was like, damn, that's a heavy ass load right there. Because the heaviest load I've ever done was like 46.4, and it was out of the Craft Caves in Spring or at the Carthage, Missouri. And so when I went up to it, it was all the way in the it was in the third hoe, not the sixth. What it was, a third hoe, all the way up on the tandems. And I was like, damn, they must have loaded that weird, or did they scale it out or whatever. And when I scaled it out, going through driver lineup, it was right where it should be. And then I got the paperwork, and I started looking through the paperwork. It was 41,000 pounds. It wasn't 46,000 pounds. I keep a book of attention, extra money I'm supposed to be paid. I go over it every week. Yeah, no doubt. That's good. That's a good business. That's what we do as well. I've got right now probably about $600 in attention um, that I'm supposed to be paid, and that's been over the period of the last 4 weeks. But yeah, every week I look on my check. If it's not on my check, I go back to my dispatch and I remind him. Yeah, things get lost. Absolutely. I waited 15 months. Uh, I'm sorry, not 15 months. I can't remember what it was now. It was a long damn time. If you go back to my past videos, um, when Flash broke down, which is my old international, when it broke down, I had paid out over 1,200, almost $1,400 out of my pocket to get fixed that I should have got reimbursed with, and they said it would be 4 to 6 weeks. I think it ended up being like 19, 20 weeks. It was crazy. But you can go back to my past videos. I talked about it when Flash broke down, which is my old international before I got this Freightliner that I got right now. But it was a hot mess. But staying on top of your money, guys, that's what it's all about. Because I mean, you're a business owner. For me, I lease. I'm not a company driver, so you know, If it's out of sight, out of mind, you're not gonna get paid on it. But I mean, if you just keep on, going on and on and on, you ever going to? No, I'm not going to train. No, training's not for me, guys. I mean, when I got into the trucking, it wasn't for the money. It's to travel and to do what I got to do. But when you're going into training, you're opening up your space to other people, and you're committing to different things that I'm just not willing to commit to. I'm happy with solo. I make you know decent money uh, riding solo, so I'm good. Right now, I'm averaging anywhere from 55 to $8,000 a month, which is not woo. I mean, it's not you know, but it is what it is, and it's it's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. So where's everybody at tonight? Today, tonight, whatever. What kind of weather are you seeing? Are you being in the tornado action? Students just don't seem to have motivation. Very aggravating to deal with the shows. Yeah, exactly. And for me, I don't know if you know anything about the personality test. Your A, B, or C or D. But I'm a high D, meaning that I'm very direct, and probably I'll hurt people's feelings, which I don't mean to. But I just tell it how it is. Um, and some people get hurt feelings over that, and some people like that. For me, when I got trained by Chad, I told Chad is, man, don't be sugarcoating shit. If I fuck up something, mess up something, let me know, because I mean, I don't want you to say, oh, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to do this. I mean, if I screw up, I screw up. That way, I know I don't want to do it again, and that's just my personality. I got the 15% on the phone here, so. So I'll tell you what, guys. I'm just going to chillax here. I'm going to finish this stogie. Probably go pour me a glass of bourbon. Drink the rest of this beer. And I'm just going to chillax. Raleigh, North Carolina. Thursday, April 9th. Were you in Raleigh, North Carolina? No, I was not. On Thursday the 9th, I would probably been in Henderson, Nevada. That's where I was at, because I went from Henderson, Nevada to Amarillo to Springfield. Um, so that's, after all your clock and all that stuff, that's about 600 miles, 579 miles, something like that. So that was a little over 9 hours on my clock, and that's where I went from point A to point B. And I was really disappointed, because the Big Texan, I was looking forward to at least a carry out, not going to it, but at least a carry out of a steak at the Big Texan, and they actually was shut down. Period. They wouldn't even open. That kind of like, I was like, man. But for the volume of steak that they do, and I, I mean, I get it, but was disappointed. So you guys be safe. Have a good one, and I'll catch you guys later.